In today's world, we're so fortunate to have access to modern medicine. Researchers and scientists make breakthroughs every day, and their knowledge of the industry is expanding at an exponential rate. It's hard to picture life without the help of medical professionals. Though the world of medicine is constantly growing, unexpected ailments and diseases can strike at any time, making us resort to other extremes. When a little girl in South Carolina developed a rare disease, her family's only hope at her survival was quarantining themselves for almost 2 years. Unfortunately, in today's world, there are still diseases that we don't have cures for. So when 4-year-old Eliza O'Neill was diagnosed with one of them, her parents had no idea who or where to turn to. Eliza was just like any other young child growing up. Her parents showered her with love and support, spending as much time as they could with their precious daughter. They were so thankful to have her in their lives. Eliza loved to run around outside and play with friends. She also had a passion for the outdoors, and it seemed like she wanted to spend more time in nature than inside her home. When Eliza was just 4 years old, however, she began showing some unusual signs. She started talking less and less, and certain things she used to remember now suddenly seemed to slip her mind entirely. Her mother, Kara, concerned for her daughter's mental well-being, brought her to the doctors to have screenings done. After performing some tests, the doctors came back with heartbreaking news. Eliza was diagnosed with Sanfilippo syndrome, a rare degenerative genetic disease that causes irreversible brain damage and eventually death. Glenn and Kara O'Neill were crushed. Sanfilippo syndrome is nearly identical to Alzheimer's. In fact, it's also known as childhood Alzheimer's. These sort of degenerative brain problems usually occur in the elderly, but Sanfilippo tragically affects the young. Both of Eliza's parents knew exactly what their daughter was facing. It wasn't going to be long before she completely stopped talking and singing and doing all the things children do as they grow. Eliza's brother spent as much time as he could with his sister after the diagnosis. The two siblings were close before, but her brother now went far out of his way to show love and affection for his sister who desperately needed it. Kara and Glenn heard about a new gene therapy trial that potentially could stabilize Eliza. However, if their daughter came down with any kind of virus, it would have derailed her chances of being accepted into the trial. So the family took drastic measures. They isolated themselves in their homes for a total of 726 days to ensure Eliza wasn't exposed to any kind of outside illness. It was extreme, but the love they had for their daughter made every day indoors worth it. During the time Eliza spent inside, she received constant attention to keep her mind active. Even though Sanfilippo syndrome was slowly deteriorating her brain, her family wanted her to stay as alert as possible, hoping it might stave off the symptoms for a little bit. Kara and Glenn started a Facebook page for their daughter in hopes it would spread the word about the disease. So many people showed their support for little Eliza. The O'Neill family also spent nearly all of their time raising enough money for the clinical trial. Gene therapy is expensive, and because the trial was in its earliest stages, they needed a large sum of money if Eliza was to be considered. They raised the money any way they could. Much of it was online through social media pages, but they even did things like sell lemonade to help. They were more than determined to hit their number. Eliza's life depended on it. Finally, after 2 years of fundraising and ensuring Eliza stayed healthy, it was time to find out if the O'Neill's daughter would be accepted into the clinical trial. Kara and Glenn waited for the doctor's phone call in their car and prayed he was going to give them positive news. Miraculously, Eliza was accepted. Her parents could not believe their luck. After all the time spent fundraising and waiting, their daughter finally had a fair chance at survival. Not long after Kara and Glenn received the phone call, Eliza went through the one-time clinical trial in Columbus, Ohio. The family was able to end their isolation, and they were excited to see if Eliza would make progress. Since the one-time trial, Eliza's parents have been keeping her active, and they've seen a noticeable improvement. She's not quite able to speak, but her eyes light up when she hears music, and she still loves to spend her time outdoors. The O'Neill family still raises money through their Cure Sanfilippo Foundation, so doctors can continue their research and hopefully bring about more clinical trials so other families can benefit. They know Eliza's future is uncertain, but they continue to cherish every second with their beautiful daughter. Hopefully, money will continue to pour into the O'Neill's Foundation so doctors can finally find a permanent cure for Sanfilippo syndrome. Check out these other videos from Let Me Know. If you haven't made the move to subscribe to our channel, all you need to do is click on that red subscribe button. Thank you for watching.